Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Nigeria presently has close to 50 million persons that have some form of visual disability or the other. Yeah, this quote is from Punch newspapers sometime in 2022. Lagos, this is me saying a very good afternoon to you. And yes, we're now already in the middle of October. While it began as Today it was a rainy Thursday, and it's shaping up to be a wonderful day. It's a fact that learning is essential for a vibrant life, and we're excited to share our own wealth of insights on today's show. Our focus will be on raising awareness, as studies suggest that awareness contributes to about 50 all the way to 90% of the solution to any problem. So do me one favor, just leave it locked on 96.1 FM and, stay tuned and stay informed. If you're a returning listener, it's time for that show. Yes, your favorite show on radio that talks about your eyes on the road. And to those joining us for the very first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're tuned in to Eyes on the Road, the program that examines one of your most vital, most important, most delicate organs. I'm talking about your eyes. Yes, those beautiful eyes of yours. The show is brought to you by Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Akan Use. Of course, as the show progresses, we'll be giving you very, very eye-opening traffic updates. But at this time, just giving you a bit of a throwback. Last Thursday was World Sight Day, and for us in Lagos, Nigeria, it went beyond being just another international observance. Today featured free eye care checkups for children. It even got me wishing I was, a bit younger. So most optometrist clinics in Ikeja, we had that, and we must definitely commend our clinic. Yes, talking about Eye Care Foundation. Yes, and well done for your outstanding, Modern Eye Care Foundation. Yes, sorry about that. And today we'll be concluding our discourse on Love Your Eyes, which has been our theme for the month of October. Of course, while we tirelessly promote awareness on eye health, as the quote indicates, statistics in Nigeria reveal that many individuals still neglect their eye care, leading to very, very unnecessary cases of blindness. This situation is deeply concerning because, according to World Health Organization, over 80% of cases of blindness worldwide are those that could have been avoided. And to help this situation, our mandate right here on the show is to promote awareness. What better way to achieve this than seeking the guidance of professionals? So I'll be leaving the scene, just staying on the sidelines as we welcome our doctor on the show. Dr. Priscilia Imade, Doctor of Optometry with a PhD in Public Health and Consultant Optometrist at Modern Eye Care Foundation. Back all the way from the United Kingdom. Where drum rolls. Applause.
Thank you very much, Aka. You just made my day.
It's good to have you back.
It was a wonderful intro. Good afternoon, Aka. Good afternoon to all my listeners.
I learned from the best.
You know what? The catchy part of that intro for me was the part that we are deliberately creating awareness. You see, like I always say on this program, my mission is to ensure that statistics about avoidable blindness in Nigeria, that I contribute my own quota towards solving that problem. You see, when that statistics was propounded, WHO, International Agency for the Prevention of Blindness, and several other international eye care international bodies, came up and said in Africa and Nigeria inclusive, they listed the myriads of reasons why people go avoidably blind. One of them was poverty, lack of education, lack of healthcare facilities, and quite a number of them. I looked at the whole reasons they gave. I said, I may not be able to solve the economic problem. I may not be able to solve the one of poverty, but the one for creating awareness, at least I should be able to do my own part.
100.
Or even creating, a healthcare facility where people could just walk in and have their eyes checked. I should be able to do that. And that's the reason I'm on air every week, to educate Nigerians, as many as are listening to this program, that you can actually prevent visual impairment and blinding eye conditions if you are properly informed, if you are properly educated, and you are aware of what to do before such visual conditions can blind the eye. So thank you very much, Akan, for that wonderful intro. And for the writer of that script, I say kudos to her, and my producer as well. Thank you.
All right. So, dear listener, remember you can be part of the show by connecting via our studio lines 080-991-20777. You can also connect via 091-538-77127. The first line, 080-991-20777, is also our WhatsApp line. So if that's your medium of choice, you can also reach out via WhatsApp. Messages only, please. Don't call, okay? We don't entertain WhatsApp calls. It's so good to have you on the show one more time. And back to you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Loving your eyes.
Yes, love your eyes. That's actually the international theme all over the world. Wow. That's what we are discussing this October. And we just want to quickly look at how we can love our eyes. Also, in line with the statistics we talked about before, we also found out that in Nigeria, Nigerians don't love their eyes. Well, somebody may argue and say, "Oh, really? Why?" And then they give the same reasons.
How do when you say someone doesn't love their eyes?
Akan, what is love? When you love something or you love someone, you will cherish. You want to do everything.
Because when you want to put your hand in my eye, I'll cover my eye.
That one is a reflex one now. When we say love your eyes, we mean take a deliberate action to protect your eyes, and then prioritize your eyes or your eye care over every other thing that you are doing. Because without these eyes, you cannot see the beauty of the world. Many of the things we are doing in the world today is because we have eyes to see.
True.
Once the sense of sight is not there, then you depend on your other senses, which may be a bit cumbersome, especially in this present world that we are in. So Nigerians, we want to change the narrative. Love your eyes. And then one of the ways we can love our eyes is, first, give it a priority. As far as your eye is concerned, just say, "Oh, I don't want to lose my sight. I want to preserve my eye health or my eyesight into old age." It will be useless if you have used the whole of your useful life to save money, to work, and then at the end of the day, when you are now old, you can no longer see to enjoy your money or to enjoy your children or grandchildren. So prioritize your eye health above all others. Number two, you need to book a yearly eye examination, because the eye does not see itself. And when things are going wrong with the eye, you may not be able to tell. I always say on this program that if you have a cut on your hand, you see it, and then you can tell if the cut is healing well or not. But when there's a problem with the eyes, you may not be able to see it, and you can't tell. And by the time you start noticing symptoms and you are able to say some things about your eyes, a lot of damage would have been done. You see, the way God made the eye, the anatomical structure of the eye is such that if you report on time to the eye clinic and these eye problems are detected early, the prognosis always come out better. And then the eye also functions in such a way that you, the owner of the eye, especially when things are going wrong with the posterior segments, you may not know, because there's a part of the eye that is embedded in the eyeball, that is embedded in the head, that you don't see. The part of the eye that you see now is just a small portion compared to the other part of the eye that is embedded in your skull. So most time when you come for the eye examination, that's the part we have to check, because if things are going wrong with that part of the eye, that's the one that can lead to irreversible blindness, or blindness that you may not even know is occurring until it has occurred.
For me, Doctor, as a novice, for me, I feel the scary part of this is, like you mentioned something about when you have a cut on your hand, you can actually see it. But you know, there's some particular conditions that has to do with the eyes, like previous episode where we talked about glaucoma.
Exactly.
And the scary part is, you said there are really no symptoms. You don't get to really know. You might not know that the glaucoma is, like, it's really, it's until it's almost too late,
That's very correct. That's very correct. That's why we are emphasizing the need for you to come for regular eye examination at least once a year. Have a comprehensive eye check, because the eye cannot see itself and you cannot see the posterior segment of your eyes.
So you can catch
you
it
need
early.
to come in, yes, to the clinic. It's only when you come for an eye test that the optometrist examines your eye, and then the doctor is able to tell you the state of your eyes and what you need to do to preserve your eyes. So the next thing you should also do is to eat healthy. Well, we always say things are expensive. No matter how expensive things are, we still eat
Doctor,
every day.
they are more expensive.
It's for everybody.
Compared to
we are
last
all
week.
in this Nigeria. But we still have our local food that we can still
I was telling Dr.
choose.
Easy. Dr. Easy was telling us about some food. He was talking about Titus, talking about some big fish. I was like, come.
Okay.
What is the cheap one? The one that
Substitute crayfish for Titus.
you know.
But
simple.
how can you know that eating healthy?
Yes.
It's a lifestyle.
True.
It's a choice. It's preference. It's knowledge. You see, some people believe that they have the money. They believe that is when they pile up fufu to the highest level and put all the protein to the highest level, and then have you not seen on social media when some people will just load food and they say they enjoy their eating? So that's not eating healthy.
It's content.
Eating healthy.
Content.
Please, let's eat healthy. Let's eat healthy. For your eyes, you need what we call antioxidants.
Yes.
So every day, just make it a habit. A glass of carrots, or maybe 2 to 3 sticks of carrots, if you don't mind. And then for parents, you can substitute carbonated drinks for, homemade juices for your children. That actually will help. And then, of course, if you cannot buy, I can say food is expensive. Of course, you can drink water. Water is very good for the eyes, but how many of us are drinking water? We just said on the average you can drink like 6 to 8 little cups of water every day, and when you drink that, it will help your body. It will also help your eyes, especially in this dry weather, in this our environment. Well, rain may be falling, but how about the humidity of the environment? So we need to drink lots of water. Water is good. And then if you use computer every day, you need to observe what we call the 20-20-20 rule.
Please explain.
By that we mean, if you use computer for more than 2 hours every day, at least, as you are under your system, remember that your eyes could become dry, and what we call computer vision syndrome can occur due to repeated exposures of your eye to that computer. So whenever you are working, after 20 minutes, you need to look away for 20 seconds at something that is about 20 feet away. What we just mean by that is, anytime you are working on your desktop, your laptop, your phone, just look away. Make a conscious effort. After about 20 minutes, just look up, look around, then come back again. And then for people who are really having...
How about the TV?
It's the same thing.
The phones?
Some people, the same thing.
Same thing,
See, any visual display unit is what we refer to as computer. Your television is a visual display unit. Your phone is a visual display unit. Anything that can emanate light rays into your eyes, they are all digital display units, which we have to really watch out for. I can remember those days when we were growing up, televisions weren't this close to us. The sitting room, you will put your television a bit far. Unlike now that, people just like put one kind of big screen TV in the house. And these days, some of them are even soft touch that will be emanating rays. The ones we had then didn't emanate as much rays as what we are having now. And in Nigeria, the situation is even worse because we don't have regulations. In developed climes, from emissions from the televisions, we don't have those certifications. We don't follow through them. I remember in the US, where they had to recall some televisions that they have. So General Electric, you can Google it up. They have to recall some TV sets that they've sent to homes because the appropriate authority checked and they said the emissions were above the required for the living room or for the environment. And so they had to recall those batches. So these things we need to, as much as possible, try to protect our own eyes. The onus is on you to protect your eyes first and foremost, before you can think of maybe the government or any other person protecting your eyes for you. So what you can do for yourself, please do. And then we also need to encourage our children to spend time outdoor. As adults, we need this too. We can take exercises, walk around, but for children that are growing up, that their eyes are still developing, please, parents, don't just make it a habit of taking your children from your AC bedroom to your AC car to their AC school and then back home again. There should be a time where your children should be able to interact with the environment, take in fresh air, and then, you see, when you allow children play with the environment, their eyes develop better than when you restrict them. Because when they are indoors, their limit of view is restricted. But when you are out, you can see far below 6 meters, which helps, you know, in the developmental processes of the eye. So interacting with your environment is good. Take a walk, play in a garden, and that actually will help. And of course, we should avoid toxins. This is where many Nigerians are very culpable.
Doctor, when you said playing in gardens, I know some parents listening to with my garden in Lagos.
Okay, we can, you know,
Improvise.
record it again. Play in your compound.
Okay.
Play around your house.
Okay. Just outdoors.
Do outdoor activities. You know, there was a study that was done in Singapore and other Asian countries. They found out that their rate of myopia is actually far, far higher than what we have in any other part of the world, because these kids were always indoors. There's a tendency that children who are always kept indoors, that don't interact with the environment, could develop, you know, refractive error higher than other children from, you know, who have the opportunity to interact with the environment. And then for the women, please, as much as possible, don't share your makeup with other people, especially students. This is very common in schools. I find students who, you know, they come to me for eye examination and they're like, I shared my makeup with my friend, and, you know, that person had infection and it has come, especially contact lenses. They always share contact lenses. Whenever they want to go to party or go whatever, they just pick their friends so they wear. We've had several cases like that. Please, many students, as many as are listening to me this afternoon, don't share your contact lenses. Oh, we have students from here. Okay. Some people are already confirming it here. Please don't share your contact lenses. Don't share your makeup, because there could be points of infection. And by so doing, you are not loving your eyes. If you love your eyes, you want to cherish it, you want to obey the do's and the don'ts that is required.
All right, Doctor, before that, let's quickly interject with a traffic update. Let's just do a bit of a rundown of how things are looking like at this time. Around your Jota end, I can tell you things are still looking very friendly, inwards and outwards, on both sides of the main carriageway and service lane, looking really, really good in and out of the interchange. Nothing to worry about. Around the Ogba end, well, I can tell you around Mobile, not bad, looking very good. Lakbere, for those heading inwards that direction, it's also quite friendly. That's beyond where we have the few queues this time. Yeah, but I see that we have the presence of heightened presence of traffic managers around there, you know, trying to check activities for those, you know, queuing up and, you know, hindering traffic around that. And Wemco Road, coming from the Latif Jack on the end, nothing to worry about at this time. Of course, as the day progresses, we expect an increased influx of traffic, but at this time it's still looking quite friendly. On the Obafemi Awolowo Way, precisely around the Allen intersection at this time, well, traffic light alternation is just what you will experience, but it's still looking okay all the way up to testing ground at this time inwards to Latif Jack on the way end, or if you're headed inwards ShopRite or trying to connect Otumba Jubifele thereabouts, but at this time it's still looking really, really good. All right, we're talking about loving your eyes right here on the show Eyes on the Road, and we have Dr. Priscilia Imade doing justice to that topic, and we've talked about a whole lot. You know, Doctor, over to you, but I'm still going to, you know, draw you back to cheaper alternatives for the common man, you know. When you talk about vegetables, I know you're talking about broccoli, you know, all those things are not, they're not cheap.
How can you have ugu in Nigeria? You don't have to broccoli anything.
Because
we have ugu, we have
ewedu, okay.
We have.
You're mentioning carrots. Carrots don't cost, Doctor.
You see, the price is coming down now, Seth. Okay, the carbonated drink you are buying, how much is it?
It's expensive.
So instead of buying that carbonated drink, just do a carrot juice instead.
Carrot
do an orange juice, or do pawpaw, or do mango. You see, God has blessed Nigeria such that every season there is always something for you to take as fruits. We have fruits and vegetables. There's no excuse for that, Akan. It's just to prioritize. See, the first thing I said when we started this program, I said, prioritize your eye health. Something you prioritize, you will make sure that you put it above all others. And then the topic said, love your eyes. Yeah. If you love your eyes, you will not want to go blind. You will not want anything to happen. Sorry, if you have seen someone who was one-sighted and then the person now goes blind. If you know the kind of trauma they go through, you will not want to go there.
Yeah.
I've seen the young, the old, beautiful. Nobody's ugly. Male, female, you know, who have gone blind. They have seen people, especially men, who have made money during their youthfulness, and then they neglected their eyes. In fact, I'm even coming to doing glaucoma screening. That's part of the way of loving your eyes, because Nigerians are more at risk. There's a particular case of a patient I have. Well, because we are black. Well, the reasons may not necessarily be what we would want to hear, but for some reasons we just find out that
we are more susceptible.
And then there's a particular tribe in Nigeria that we have found that glaucoma is more domiciled in the east, but we don't know why. So please, glaucoma, can you check him into that? Glaucoma, we should just try as much as possible to ensure that this does not eat up our vision. Loving your eyes means you must do glaucoma screening once a year. Not because you have it as a family history, but because you are black, you are in Nigeria, you are already at risk. And then if there is a family history, then you must be more vigilant to be able to watch out for that. And also, you must know your numbers. Different agencies now, they are doing campaign, know your numbers. As far as the eyes are concerned too, we also say know your numbers. If I ask you, Aka, now, what's your eye pressure? Do you know? And you're on this program and you have not come to check.
I know there's pressure.
There's pressure
in the country.
There's pressure in your body, Jare. You see, just like you have blood pressure, you measure your blood pressure. The same way too, you should be measuring your eye pressure. At least know your eye pressure. Whatever, you know, at least once a year, measure it so that you will have your numbers. You will know if the numbers are changing. And then if you are able to monitor your eye pressure, you can also know if your one is likely to develop glaucoma, because intraocular pressures, high intraocular pressures can actually predispose one to developing glaucoma. So know your numbers, know what your eye pressure is. Also know whether you are short-sighted, long-sighted, emmetropic, and all that. So when you come in for an eye examination, that's what we can tell you that. And then if you have a diabetes, for example, you should also be doing corresponding eye examination. Anybody that is treating any systemic disease, whether it's hypertension or diabetes or arthritis or rheumatism, no matter the name, also try and have your eyes checked, because many of these systemic diseases affect the eyes. If you take drugs every day for any systemic disease, check your eyes. Diabetes is a very bad culprit because it can lead to irreversible blindness. So please make sure you are doing corresponding eye check if you've been diagnosed with diabetes. And of course, avoid harmful eye practices, which is a major weight in developing
kind of practices.
Putting urine in the eye. There was a patient we had in the clinic. He said somebody told him to put early morning urine, in fact, it was a female, to put early morning urine in the eye. That when they put it, the eye would be white, because she wanted her eyes. She said her eyes were brown. She wanted the eye to be very, very bright. And they said that early morning urine just be putting her. She was putting, and at the end of the day, the eyes got infected. She had to cry into the clinic for treatment. So please avoid harmful eye practices. Some people too put, herbs, agbo, different types, especially on social media. There are so many things people are circulating there. That if you go and put this, put in the eye, that cataract will go, glaucoma will go, put this, put that, different things, and we are seeing people coming down with blindness because they are doing that. I'm also using this medium to call on, all the people involved or in charge of the social media. Please, they should censor what these people are posting on their social media. A lot of them, they are doing more harm than good. How can you just wake up, you just come to the social media and say, I miss this herb. Put it in the eye, it will remove cataract, it will remove glaucoma. Things that have not been proven, things you are not even sure of. And many of these things, they don't work. So please avoid putting toxins in the eye. This will not help you. Some also put other things. I know of drivers who tell me, they can put fear in the eye and their eyes will be shiny and so on and so forth. Please avoid this. And then taking alcohol, especially when it's excessive, alcohol, cigarette smoking, all these can actually lead to the development of cataract, macular degeneration, and several retinopathies in the eye if they are not well controlled or stopped. If you do it excessively, in fact, our advocation is that you should just stop. Don't do any of those. And of course, know your family history. Family history is very crucial when it comes to eye care. In loving your eyes, you should start from your family history. Is there any history of cataract in your family? Is there history of glaucoma? Is there history of blindness? Oh, you may not know whether your father, your grandparents, they have. Because you don't know, that's why you should come for eye examination. In fact, I had a patient yesterday, 2 days ago. We had what is called an OCT test, and she was like,
"What's that, ma?"
It's a kind of test that we use to check the degree of retinopathy, or how bad glaucoma have damaged the eye.
October was just coming.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. It's called optical coherent tomography.
Okay.
It actually helps. It's like an eye scan, or an MRI of the eye.
Oh,
so
okay.
it will show us whatever is happening at the posterior part of the eye. If there's glaucoma, it will help us to monitor the glaucoma. If there are other damages in the posterior part, it shows it. And this lady was like, I didn't have glaucoma. Why is it showing now? And I said, well, this is your result. Okay, any family history? Say, oh yes, several years ago,
there was someone in the family.
Someone in the family that had it, and she didn't think she would have it, but now it's gradually eating up on her eyes.
Wow.
So please know your family history. If there is short-sightedness in the family, just know that it's possible that your children could have it, even when you don't have it. So a good family history will also help, and is part of the ways you should love your eyes.
All right, know your family history. We have come to the end of the show. Yes, I know Doctor has so much more to add, but time is not always our friend when we're learning so much on the show. We understand how essential eye health is for good quality of life, and we hope no one goes blind. That's our earnest hope, and that's why week in, week out, we bring you this show. We don't take your feedback for granted on discussions covered on the show. It helps us serve you better. So please, as much as possible, continue to share your thoughts with us. Feel free to go back, via our social media platforms and visit past episodes. Watch at your convenience. Our Facebook page is Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, or you could go to our YouTube channel, Traffic Radio 961. Search for the keywords Eyes on the Road. And remember, don't be selfish. Share while at it. Our regular optometrist on the show, Dr. Priscilia Imade, back and better, OD, MSc, PhD in Public Health, consultant optometrist at the Modern Eye Care Foundation, situated at plot 16 to 18 Ogunusi Road, opposite Omole Estate, Phase 1, by Akiode Bus Stop, Ojodi Berger. And you can reach her on 080 33 6672. I'm taking it slowly so you could bring out your writing materials and jot it down. 080 33 6672. On behalf of the production team led by Micah Arrocha, assisted by Olame Benita, big shout out to our interns in the studio with us. This is Ochi Christiana, Tajuddin Gafar, and Bello Miriam. And also a big thank you to our executive producer, Taya Akunle. My name is Akan Usain, wishing you all the very best. Have a safe drive to your destinations. Bye for now.
Tell you ain't happy. You'd rather be on the side of the club, balling out with an